Happy Sunday. It's time for a garden update. We had some strong winds yesterday, and I have a lot of cleaning up to do and a lot of fixing to do with some of these plants. So, short video, I always say that, and it ends up being 5 minutes, but stay tuned. So the blowover with the plants would be like these tomato bushes here are out of the cage, so I'm just going to rope them to give them some support so they're not blocking my other plants beside it. Starting to get some red, so this will be harvested pretty soon. So my cucumber plant has definitely been knocked quite some because it's like on my okra right here, but look right there. Look, it was holding on for dear life. I'm telling you, that wind was something else. But look how that just wraps to support itself. Another one growing, I swear. Like, this thing has tons of them. I am not mad at all. But it can't be on my potatoes, so. Okay, color. So my corn is maturing. As you can see the silk right there. That's what basically creates the kernels, because you have the male up here that basically pollinates right there. So with it being this close to the sunscreen, I'm sure it's constantly like dropping its fertilization. I'm trying to be appropriate on it, so I don't have to actually help it, but corn is going to be right there pretty soon. And then remember my pretty cantaloupe plant that's growing, you know, vining up this wall. You see that? It's a cantaloupe. Look how big that got just in a week. It was tiny, tiny. So what I'm probably gonna do is let it just do what it's doing right now, supporting itself, tying everything down, to see if I need to intervene and create like a little basket for it to grow to continue to flourish in the air. So that cantaloupe was the size of this one right here. This is doing wonderful. It's actually vining how I want it to go, flowering up on the wall so then it can cover this ground right over here, because all this is basically open space. So more than likely it's going to go back there in that jungle and I'm going to have to dig them out. But hey, that will be pretty scary, but we'll see. So that jungle would be my oregano bush that you cut back. It just keeps going. I just let it have its way. The lizards like to hang back there just because it is canopied and water source and bugs and whatever. So that is an heirloom tomato plant right there. You see the colors of how it's starting to come at the bottom. That is very exciting. I've never grown one before, but I had some fancy seeds, so I planted them and here it is. The potatoes right there are done pretty much. A couple more weeks possibly. But the cantaloupe, like I said, took a liking to the leaves and have it kind of in a chokehold. So, solution, cut the leaves off the top. I won't have the big pool reveal with the whole potatoes at the bottom, which I love. However, I don't want to mess up my cantaloupe that's growing right there. That's doing good. So then the leaves will just stay as the cantaloupe tries to make it to this wall. My favorite thing is when the herbs lay down like that to try to vine out and spread. Now everything just looks real full. Tarragon has flowers on it, which is beautiful. Parsley's parceling and the dill is up, as you see. So we are in there with more basil to look like I never cut it last week. Still growing clusters of tomatoes. I love it. So I've never known the bees to go like inside the flower. You're gonna make sure it's good and pollinated. Look at there, you see it? So the runoff creates these like little puddles, and I put my terracotta pots and have my aloe in there to water those. So it all works together. So this good old twine right here is your best friend, but I just tie everything with it to give it extra support so it's not leaning everywhere. So I'm going to tie it to this frame, and we'll fix it with the next windstorm. Have it pretty anchored, tie down and secure, so everything is up now. Up in the air like it semi-was. Things can continue to grow, but then not smother everything that's trying to grow underneath it. Okay, berries, I see you. So tomatoes will spread on you if you're not careful. You see how I was starting to vine down and then go because it was going to start basically covering over this walkway, which you can't do. So I'm creating an imaginary wall just with this twine here so that it knows like, nope, need to go up. has a temporary fix. So my Swiss chard was not damaged. Pepper plant had a little bit of a lean because it was on this. Lettuce is looking good. Eggplant's getting taller with the garlic right there. Now I have walkway. The jalapeno plant has some room there, and this is all corralled back in. Got 3 of those things growing. So I'm gonna build this trellis of a wall. This is just one side. So my vision is I'll probably put a top piece over here someplace, and then have some stakes to go down on the side, and then stuff can kind of canopy and grow over that way. See, there you go, just like that, and the cucumbers will be able to vine and continue to grow. So as you can see, I'm literally framing this around the plant in live action, and this is like brilliant. Problem solved. Well, that is all I have for you. Thanks again for tuning in, as always, and catching the updates as things are growing really tall. Just reference, that corn is to my shoulder. Sorry, I can't. Thank you.